which sucks. I wonder if I have it in my car.
Alright, welcome back everyone. So, as you can probably tell from the title of the video, I finally got something to replace the SCP car. And not exactly what I was planning, but better than nothing, and it's definitely a lot better than what I was dealing before. So what I was wanting to get to replace the SCP car was a 2018 Dodge Charger all-wheel drive Pursuit. So the all-wheel drive V8. That car was like a nice blue color, but it was all the way out in Pittsburgh, and I'm all the way out in like the Philly area. Well, not Philly area, but close enough. And I just didn't want to drive all the way out there, try and sell my daily on top of that. So I broke down and got this one, which was still pretty far. It was like 2 hours away. But this car has AC, has cruise control, okay radio. I mean, not perfect, but better than what I had before. And this car doesn't really draw as much attention as the SCP car or even my White Vic did. That might change, and I'll go over that in another video. But going into details about this car. So this car is a 2017 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor Utility, if you want to get into the trim level, which you should already know what it is. This car used to be a Pennsylvania State Police car. And to be exact, this one was T511. The only reason kind of how I knew what that number was, because they stripped all the decals off this, except for the ones on the roof, which was just the number of the car. So, being that the first letter is T, this car was a turnpike car, from my understanding. And this is from Barracks 5, which would have been like Mannheim area. So it's very possible that last summer when I was doing heavy highway work out in Mannheim for the turnpike, I probably worked with this car. I would have to go through some of my old pictures and videos from that job to see. But finding them is going to be a pain in the rear. This car, it's nice. It does have a few little issues I got to take care of, like this up here. Kind of want to paint that to where it's not rusty and discolored. Spotlights could use some attention, and I'll show you this one's broken two ways. So this one on top of the switch not working, but if I spin it works, but then if I try to move it, like the handle, it just continues to spin the light. Also the fact that the wire is cut, which is probably why it doesn't turn on. Now the other one has two issues as well. This one, I'll show you, does work how it's supposed to, but it's very loose, like it blows over in the wind all the time, and the housing back here is cracked. So this one, I just need to replace that housing and probably tighten it up a little bit. The other one, I'm gonna have to buy a whole new like assembly, take that one out of the door, put the new one in. Since new assemblies don't come with this kind of bulb, I'm gonna have to switch bulbs around, which no big deal. Just a little screw on the bottom and then a couple connectors in the back of the bulb. Also, not that this is important, but it irritates me, is that hole in the roof, or the headliner, which I was talking to a buddy who has a Taurus version of this. He has that hole too. He actually stuck a overhead like light controller up there because he does have lights in his car. I don't plan on putting the overhead controller, so I'm probably just going to put a Havas like faceplate up there to cover the hole. And then console, I don't really have one, so no cup holders at the moment. That's going to be depending on what I go with, cup hole or console wise, it could be really expensive, really cheap. I gotta weigh out the pros and cons there. As far as equipment that was left in, there really wasn't a whole lot of equipment left in. They left the Whelen ions in the back window, on the back of the trunk lid. You can't really see them in the back window when you get up. I've never looked, but they probably left something in the tail lights here. Can't really see. I know they left stuff up in the headlights. Yeah, they left, I think it's a Whelen ion in the headlights. And then they left Whelen macrons in the grill. And also the same, they left the strobe over here in the headlight too. This does not have the factory like wig wags like the newer ones do. That wouldn't really bother me at all if it had it, because those are illegal in PA to run. Future plans for this car are still unsure. Kind of like it how it looks stock, but then people are telling me to do a goofy build like the SCP car, so I kind of gotta gauge out the different designs that I made versus keeping it stock. I'll probably say what I choose in a couple of videos from now when I start getting stuff for this car, because I do plan on doing some stuff to this car. But again, that'll be in a later video, and until then, I'll see everybody next time.
Talking about